This is Smithy.tv.
Hey, I'm Kenny Robinson with my good friend Mike Wilmot, and you are the audience, and we are breaking down the news. So anyway, Mike and I have just been talking about doing comedy and then playing on the road and everything else. And Mike spends a lot of time in Europe,
Yes,
primarily
yeah,
in the UK.
yeah, in the UK. But
And over the weekend, there was an incident where there was a would-be jihadist. He came on board a train that was Paris to Amsterdam or Amsterdam to Paris, and pulled out an AK-47. The gun jammed on him, and three American military guys, not even in the same military brand. One guy was like Air Force, the other guy was National Guard, and the other one was like Navy, but they were high school buddies, college friends. They said, let's do a holiday together. And they wound up storming this guy. They put him in a chokehold, and they beat him, and he pulled out a Luger, and a stray bullet shot another guy, a guy that was French-American. And the one American almost got his thumb cut off, but while his thumb was falling off, he stuck his other hand in the guy's throat to stop him from bleeding to death. That was shot. So, yeah.
Oh.
I know, worse than anything than the young midnight bus has ever been.
Yeah. Well,
You know, so
it's up there.
it's up there. But there's no religious reasons for anything that happens.
No, just bad pills.
You know,
Yeah.
so, but here's the beauty. The guy's lawyer is saying that he found the arsenal of weapons. He had he had all kinds of ammunition and shit. He found an arsenal in a park in Belgium, and his intentions was not to do a jihad thing, but to rob the passengers.
Ah,
Your Honor.
but that's incredible. Well, Belgium, I've been to Belgium, and I found
You
cache
found
of
weapons?
weapons. You do, and diamonds. It's a really corrupt little village.
Well, sure. I mean, they were the most vicious people during the slave trades in
They're
the colonies.
They're hiding under that. Think of us as French. No. They're hiding Flemish people. I don't even know where I'm doing. I don't know if this is. I was hustled. I was banged up on a train from Brussels to London.
What happened?
There was some guy smuggling diamonds.
Okay.
On board this train, and these undercover Belgium cops. They were fucking manhandling people, like just
Manhandling you?
Like I got a push, I got an elbow,
Yeah.
but it wasn't karate shit. It was Gene Hackman stuff.
Okay, it
Like,
was Popeye. It was Popeye
yeah,
Doyle.
up against
The
things.
Belgium
Yeah,
connection.
people are getting pushed up against things and questioned hard over because once
You
they
ever
cross
pick your
this
feet at
border,
Piccadilly?
I woke up in a Soho doorway.
Oh my.
Yeah. But see, here's another thing. I was just saying about the terrorists. It's a different train ride. See, if it's Paris to Amsterdam, you wouldn't do anything. Because Amsterdam, Paris is fun.
Right.
But Amsterdam is
When
the
you
place.
come back from Amsterdam,
Then you shoot people. So
they-
I bet it was Amsterdam to Paris.
and you're probably not jumping up as quick if you're doing the Amsterdam to Paris.
Yeah, and he would have got away with it if they were coming out of... he couldn't have found the cache of weapons if he was coming out of Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Maybe
He would have lost it himself and said, "I've lost my suitcase with all my weapons. Can you help me find it?"
The funny, trying to pay a stone Amsterdam waiter is still one of the funniest things I've ever done.
Do they forget to collect?
You're only allowed to have coffee down inside
They've changed it
the
because
smoke.
of tourists, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But the patios are licensed. So people are just outside drinking cocktails and try to run tabs. And even if these kids that are working there don't want to be stoned, they're stoned.
Right. Contact them.
They're all hotboxed. And 3 or 4 times to pay a bill that he thought was somebody else's and kept handing it over to other people. They must be losing their shirts.
Do they not know how to dine and dash over in Amsterdam?
Well, that seems like a good idea. Then you get stoned, and the dashing part doesn't ring true.
So it's more like dying and just
Dine
kind
and
of
forget-
wander away.
or pay and forget you paid, and think
Pay
you're
twice.
you're dashing.
So anyway, though, you were in the UK when they had that incident in July
7/7.
2007?
Oh yeah.
7/7.
I lost a great. Oh, that son of a bitch. I'm glad he's dead. I'll tell you why.
Well, there were a few of them, wasn't there?
I never do
Cruise ships?
I actually did a cruise ship. I never do a corporates because it always goes south because
Yeah.
I'm dirty and
It's stressful.
and suits bug me. Like
Yeah.
I don't like the hierarchy of businessmen, so I always snap. So, but I got offered a lot of money. I got offered like 4,000 quid
You got a lot of money to bomb.
to do, and I will bomb for
Yeah.
4,000 pounds. If you want me to really stink up your room and willing to pay me almost $10,000 Canadian.
Can't nobody bomb like I can.
Oh,
for
I will show you.
$4,000.
I will show you. And that was the day of the bombs went. So I lost the gig.
Oh, the gig was
The
canceled.
gig was canceled. You couldn't even get to it, and that's how insensitive a man I am. I didn't think of it.
No, you're not insensitive. The fucking terrorists.
They didn't even
are
take.
insensitive.
I could. You know what I could have bought? I could have bought kids' clothing. Sons of bitches. So I'm glad they finally got. And speaking of, I was talking to a black guy, Will Sylvance, funny as fuck. Patrice's old roommate was in Australia with me.
Okay, I think he's originally he's Haitian background, right?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Built like a brick shithouse. A little bit of a
Sure.
boxer. He also had. Diagnosed with type 2 diabetes.
Okay.
And he went the other way. He's boxing now. He's fit as a fiddle. Anyway, we were talking about Barack Obama killing Osama bin Laden.
Yeah.
And if he was a white president, regardless of what party you followed, he would be John fucking Wayne. He'd be
Absolutely.
the coolest motherfucker on the planet. So, is America racist?
Absolutely.
Yes!
Like I say,
Yes!
Obama took him out, and it's the first time in their history where they didn't believe a black man was involved in a shooting.
That's true. Well, even then, the sons of bitches. I can't. It would be remarkable.
I was on a cruise ship when I found out that Bin Laden was killed, and I was getting ready to do my show, and I'm going like, do we talk about Bin Laden getting whacked? Or it's just as a kind of ruin the thing?
Like you would ever question that?
No, because on a cruise ship I'm walking on eggshells.
Oh
to begin
shit!
with. Oh yeah, I mean, we got to 2 dirty shows a week and 1 clean show, but even like my dirty shows I got complaints about. So I was like, thinking of throwing myself overboard. Then I thought even the sharks don't want you now.
What cruise line?
Carnival, the low
Oh!
life one, the ones where you can pay on installment plans for $12 a week.
It's like a bus on the water.
Oh man, there was a breakdown and what have you, and so it's so then one of the guys that
I was Royal Caribbean.
oh that had to be nice.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
But no one knew the show was going on. It was Lewis Black.
What?
It was
oh,
called-
it was one of his cruise things.
It's
one of
called
his special-
Blues Cruise.
Yeah. Okay.
So it just said private function because it was only about 500 people on that whole boat
That knew that was happening.
that knew and paid extra, and we put on 7 shows. All
And like Carol Leifer was on it. Or...
no, it was me, Kathleen Madigan.
Yeah.
Proops. Oh fuck, he's fantastic. Used to write on Letterman. Jeff Stilson. Haven't
Okay.
seen him in
Haven't heard him in
ages.
years, yeah.
And he was fantastic. He was and Wilson and all these just but again, if I had to entertain the major population of that ship, I wouldn't have anything to say. I wouldn't.
Plus, they have 20-year-olds that have some kind of job with the cruise line, and then they write your review to send to head office.
Oh,
So Amber thought that some of my R-rated jokes were too R-rated for the R-rated show.
Oh.
So that was my first one out. So I'm going, geez, I walked on eggshells ever since. But there's one of the entertainment directors that jumped up to say it was a joint venture between British and American forces that took out Bin Laden. So I'm going like, what do you mean joint forces? Like
they had to say that.
He
That's
had
a
to
deal-
say
that's
the
a
Brits did,
deal for Britain to be involved.
Yeah.
Whatever happens,
They were there.
We were there.
But they weren't. But
No.
and that night once it was announced, everybody's going like USA, and I was glad the guy was killed. But I'm old school, okay? Like, when you kill the bad guy, I just like for the hero to get on his horse and ride out of town, leave him in the dirt. I don't want him on the front of the train, leaving town, or in a box where everybody's taking his picture and cutting off a toe for a souvenir.
Yeah. I never liked that stuff either. And all those Western books.
Yeah, like in The Unforgiven, what they did to Morgan
Freeman.
Yeah.
That's what they did. In real
That's
life,
what-
they would just put him up. Don't come into our town. This is what happens.
Yeah, and they were mad that, people were saying, well, why can't we see the body? Well, because this isn't The Unforgiven. You can't put him in a box like he's Morgan fucking Freeman. You have to bury him at sea and hope it's the right guy if your DNA test is correct,
Oh, somebody has a thumb.
So
Somebody's wearing it around their neck.
one of the Navy SEALs got it, and he's back home in Arkansas. And
Yeah, and we'll see him on Pawn Stars next week.
he'll come in. Well, I've got a friend that's a Vietnam vet, and he's an expert on films.
Oh, that's
and we're gonna
that.
bring-
Oh, yeah. Hold on, and then he presses it and gets the print. Oh, this is yeah.
Or
this
you ever
is-
meet those old vets that always say they got an ear or two at home that went to Nam?
Oh, there was that Short Timers novel. That's all the guy did was cut off a foot, and he just had at the end of the day a big bag of feet.
Ew. Yours makes sense because they were making necklaces. Listen to us. It's a good thing that like a lot of left-wing liberals aren't tuning into me or they'd be horrified by what we're saying.
Oh, well, you just think of how a foot must weigh something compared to an ear.
Yeah.
So he was a bigger fella.
Well,
But I
maybe
don't
you
know
gotta
what you do-
sacrifice carrying ammo or feet. I'd rather have more ammo.
I don't know what he was saying. Maybe he cut just the soles and he wore them as feet. I'm going into a whole new dark place. I don't want to go here.
I was just saying you may have a point though. Well, if you just take the soles off and then just make yourself like a cut-off vest.
Just all feet.
At night, you're just sitting at home, just stitching and stitching.
Okay,
Almost like in the guy's Silence of the Lamb.
Oh yeah, that was a nice outfit. The guy with put his cock between his legs. Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
so instead of that, you use Charlie's feet. So. Unless one of the Viet Cong was diabetic, then you only got 3 toes on one foot.
Yeah, it doesn't even know. You have to inspect your feet.
Yeah, absolutely. Jungle rot. You don't want a guy with jungle rot when you're gonna.
Yeah, you always inspect the feet. My feet are coming back to life.
Were they numb?
They were getting numb. They were getting almost like I had 2 pieces of.
Did you see the last roast that Patrice O'Neill did? And they're making all the diabetic jokes.
Oh yeah, that's.
And then what did he die from? 3 months later?
At least, yeah. I worked with him just a little before that.
Yeah.
Patrice is going to be my our roommate in London, but he couldn't fit in the bathtub.
I knew Bernie Rice in Buffalo. He couldn't fit in the bathtub.
Holy fuck, Bernie
He couldn't
Rice.
fit in the bathtub either.
Your pizza's here, Bernie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bernie Reds, beans, and rice. And because he'd sleep whatever it's called.
Apnea?
Yeah, sleep apnea. He slept, hold his head up like this. And he used to have a balcony, when I had a balcony on Huntley Street, and I had a mattress out there for the comics that crashed. So, it was a bachelor.
Bernie
I was gonna
Rice.
put him. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
He married and has a kid, and I think the kid weighs less than Bernie. Anyway, we're out of time for this segment, man.
He must be.
We hardly even got to discuss the fears of terrorism.
Oh yeah,
and how it's
terrorism is bad. Let's
bad. Kids-
let's agree with that.
Kids, don't do this. If you're young jihadists, remember.
No, girls like fast cars. Okay, for all the post-adolescent freaks
And
such
you
as
jihadists,
get a
they-
nice car.
Them 72-year-old virgins, they're not that hot.
No.
They're virgins for a reason.
Yeah.
Nobody
yeah.
back there.
You want
wanted them.
two. You want 2 good-looking women and a Ford Mustang.
Or even one that's a little bit kind of like East End kind of skanky, but she'll make it all worthwhile. But never mind these virgins. Yeah. Anyway, this is Kenny Robinson with my good friend Mike Wilmot. You can't see Mike in Canada no more. Unless you're in Edmonton in the next week or so at the comic strip. Then after that, he's going to the UK till Christmas. So unless you have a grandchild in Jamaica, Edmonton's the last chance you're going to get to see Mike Wilmot outside of going across the pond. So anyway, you ain't got to go across the pond to hear one more segment with Mike and I. Just keep it locked here at Smitty TV.